Hey guys, Nikki Wood here. Welcome to March 2018. I've got your tarot forecast all set up and ready to go for you guys. We're going to be talking about the specific areas of mind, body, heart, and spirit again this month. Just to see what energy is going on, where you need to focus your attention, what's going to kind of be happening around you. Now, before we start, I always like to do kind of an overall umbrella energy check for the month, just in case there's something happening outside of these areas that we may have missed or that's important to call attention to. Now, the first thing you want to be aware of is there's a lot of perfection energy around you this month, which is really great. Things are kind of going your way, you're really happy about things, and everything seems to be coming up aces. Now, interestingly enough, we have a card here in conjunction with this one, and it deals with not receiving a message or lack of messages or waiting to hear something back and you're not hearing anything, just kind of a delay on something that you're hoping to, hear back on. Now, before you freak out and think that this is a bad thing, the perfection card is next to it. So what I'm intuiting is that it's not really affecting the perfection level that you have in your life, but it's just something that's happening kind of alongside of that to kind of pay attention to or be aware of. Now, because it is a pentacle card, the delay or the message that can be happening is probably in the areas of money or finances or business and finances or cash flow or investments. Something along these lines is what you could be waiting on a message from or waiting to hear back from. Now, the reason this could be happening is because Mercury Retrograde is occurring at the end of the month on the 22nd, and it will be in the shadow period for several weeks before that. And what Mercury Retrograde does, among many other things, it's a slowdown period. So it's a time to kind of reevaluate, review, and kind of reassess things. See where you've gone in the past, where you want to be going in the future, and if those ideas and ways of thinking and doing things are still going to get you from point A to point B. Now, the other thing that's happening here, because it is a slowdown period, is that you don't want to be starting anything new. You don't want to be signing any contracts, you don't want to be making any major moves, or making any major purchases. So if you are getting a delay in the messages about money, it's really kind of just the universe here just doing you a solid. It's got your back, and it's making sure that you do everything correctly at the right time. So I wouldn't worry too much about, not receiving the messages that you want in the time frame that you're expecting. Now, if we move on to the kind of mental or the cognitive state of affairs here for the month, there's a lot of perfection and a lot of good things happening. And I feel like too, you might be in like more of an optimistic state of mind or being more positive about things. And the other thing that's going along with that too is there's a lot of growth happening. I really feel the energy and the vibration of growth upstairs for you guys this month, whether it is just gaining more knowledge or also too, I'm kind of feeling like a creative energy coming out of that also. So if you're somebody that is creative, this could be a really good month for you too. Things are kind of moving and firing and your brain's moving and your creativity's moving and it's creating all these really cool things. And not even just creating things, but it's opening doors for you, whether it's on a personal level or on a professional level. That creativity is just opening a lot of stuff up for you in a really positive way. So cognitively this month, it looks like you guys are in the right headspace. Now, physically, not so much. I don't know what is happening with you guys here, but you need to knock it off. You're completely overindulging in things that are bad for you, and bad for you to the point where it's going to start affecting you in a negative way, whether that's in a self-care mode, whether that is in, like exercise mode or a diet mode or just anything in general that's going on with your body. You're overindulging, and you're doing that because it feels really good. And so I'm not sure what else is happening underneath that, but you're just overdoing it for whatever reason, and it's starting to become harmful for you this month. So really focus your attention there. This is the one spot I feel that really needs your kind of like your time and your attention and your energy here. So please keep an eye on that. If we move on from there, we move into the areas of the heart or the state of emotions, that are going on here, right in the feels. So what's going on this month is really cool. There's kind of a resurgence of activity, of excitement, a resparking of things. And this could be in a lot of different areas. So one, it could just be just in general, like maybe if your heart's been feeling heavy or whatever, and that energy kind of goes away and you just feel like kind of light and happy and airy. That's the energy that's going to be happening for you in your emotional state this month. Now, if you're single, if we look in the romantic areas and not just the kind of general overall everyday areas, romantically, so if you're single, this could be the energy of maybe you're excited about dating again, or you go out on some dates that are actually really good, like maybe you found a good one and you're excited about moving forward on that. Now, any couples who are either, long-term relationships, engaged, married, anything of that sort, sometimes that can get kind of tedious or, boring. It's, you're used to that person. You do the same things all the time. You know so much about them. Sometimes there's not as many surprises as there were at the beginning. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's just the general state of how relationships tend to go sometimes, except for this month. This month, there's some stuff happening. There's some excitement happening. There's some resparking happening. So you might find yourself feeling some of those emotions that you had when you first met that person, or maybe you're just excited about the things that you love about them. They're being kind of presented to you in a way where you're like, oh gosh, like I really do like that. That is what makes them great. I love that about them. You know, you're just really excited about the person that you're with this month also. So this is some really great energy that you can expect. Now, lastly, we want to talk about your spiritual state of affairs. Now, I know the last couple of months have been a little bit, I don't know what the right word is, but, you know, you've been working on some things. You know, you've been implementing new parts to your practice. You've been working on your own, you know, kind of spiritual internal state of affairs. You've been doing some work, and it looks like it's actually paying off. Because this month you got everything, you know, kind of locked down. You're in a really nice, calm, you know, stable place. Your spiritual energy, you've got it in reserve. You're not really depleted anymore. You've got it in reserve. And anything that you are extending, whether you're sharing your gifts, whether you're just holding space for somebody, or just being a supportive friend in general, you know, you're doing it in such a way that it's not depleting you anymore. You've learned to put up your boundaries and your spaces, and where you can offer and where you can't. You know, you're holding your own space for yourself now, which is a really great positive vibe that you've got going on spiritually this month. So that's everything that you guys have to look forward to. Everything looks really great, which is kind of interesting to me, especially since the Mercury retrograde energy can kind of throw things into kind of like a chaotic kind of turmoil kind of state of affairs sometimes. Sometimes it really throws people, but it doesn't look like it's throwing anybody in any one area too particularly, except in the state of, you know, your body. So just keep an eye on that, but everything else looks like it's going really well. So enjoy your month of March. I hope you guys have a great time. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I will see you again soon.